All right. Hey, buddy, we're live on the pre-show.
Oh, I love the pre-show.
Yeah, especially you and I were chatting, and you were
hmm
just telling me stuff that I actually didn't know about Oregon and some of the stuff
Dude,
that's going on
Oregon,
over
the
there.
whole West
So I said, I
Coast
got to
is
go pre-show. I
just
got to go pre-show. Go.
yeah, no, it's wild,
What?
man. Like if people don't know, like
I
out
didn't.
here, so in regard to voting, um, we have only mail-in ballots. Like that's the only way you can vote. So,
I
I mean,
started
it's
out. I started out by telling you that like 56.7 million people had already voted, either
right.
early in person or mail in. And you're like, well, I did. I'm like,
Yeah, we voted
how
like a
did you
week
do
ago.
that? How did you vote? Because I'm like, I gotta wait for the polls to open. And, COVID. That's different. That was, but but then you started making me check here, and
There's a bunch of states.
yeah.
It's only mail-in, but like I think during COVID, a lot of states started doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously it's like the blue ones, but Oregon was doing it before that. I
Okay,
mean,
you're the
I think
first to do this. All right.
I think I don't know. I mean, I mean I'm not that old, but I've I've only ever voted mail-in my whole life,
Oh my
only
goodness.
since I turned 18 for sure. That's the only way I've ever voted. So
What? That's
yeah,
that really surprises me. I'm shocked actually. I'm looking at the map now. I can't share it yet with everybody, but I will. Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada,
yeah.
Utah, and Colorado. So right over there, and Hawaii. So you're right. It's mostly west. Everybody gets a mail-in ballot, right?
You get the mail-in ballot,
My
and then
word.
someone asked in the live chat, like, how are the ballot boxes getting burned? Because yeah, Oregon and Washington, a bunch of them are getting burned. And so what you do with your ballot is you can either take it to a ballot box or you could just send it through the regular mail. You could do it either way.
Unbelievable.
So I don't know why you wouldn't just mail it back. You don't even have to put like a, postage on it. You just put it in the mail.
I'd be
But
scared
it
to stick it in there.
Well, yeah, but then you go put it in a ballot box and then they burn the box to the ground and now you don't get a vote.
I want to see,
So,
I want to fill it out. And I want to walk up. I want to see the machine. I want to see it tallied. I want to know as best
so
I
that's
can.
how they do it there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's only one state out of the ones I just mentioned out west that does it the way you do, and it's Vermont next door to me.
Mm.
The bastion of libtards. Anyway.
Oh,
So the
man.
New Hampshireites, yeah, with COVID, everything was, different. But yeah, for years, my whole life, I've always gone and waited in line and done it.
Hmm.
And, pulled out my driver's license. And I don't know if they can they'll do that this time. I don't know what's going on, what's going to happen this time around. Uh,
Yeah, it
it's
is Silver
crazy.
Dragons here. Yeah, actually, you can see a little dragon next to Kennedy there. I don't know why I'm like JFK on this. I feel like I'm in danger or something.
Oh,
Like on
nothing
the
to see here.
logo,
It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. Yeah, I'm Washington. I'll take that. I like
Long
George.
gone.
I know, right? So yeah, this is the pre-show. We're just chatting, getting ready to go live for real. Let people come in, filter in. It's a special Wednesday night edition of Silver Pro.
Mhm.
So we almost always do it on Thursday night, right?
Yeah, but it's Halloween tomorrow.
Yeah. So 9 o'clock my time, all the trick or treaters are done.
That's
Uh, that
prime time for me.
that's 6 o'clock for you, so that's prime time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got kids, so
Yeah.
we go to like my in-laws,
Hmm.
their neighborhood because my wife grew up there and they know all the neighbors, so we got to go to all the neighbor houses and say hi. It's good to be social. I mean, some people
Sure.
don't do it, some people think it's weird or whatever, but I don't know, like it's a good way to meet your neighbors,
Hmm.
at least I think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's fun to see the neighborhood kids come around and the parents and some of the little ones all dressed up. So it's adorable. Yeah.
hmm
It is it really popular out there in your neighborhoods? How many trick or treaters you get? Hundreds? Dozen?
Well, it depends on where you live, but yeah, some of them they get like insane amounts. I mean, if you're more rural, you get less,
Hmm.
obviously. So it just depends. But the one issue about being out here is it rains all the time, and it's supposed to rain like all day tomorrow.
Oh no.
So people they'll drive around. What they literally they'll drive. They'll let their kids run up to the house. They run back into the car. They'll drive to the next house. I'm serious, man.
Oh
It's
man.
crazy.
Well, you know what my neighborhood has?
What's that?
Golf carts. The
Really?
entire neighborhood rents these golf carts, and you get these little kids tooling around with these things. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Wow.
I don't know when it started, like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and it's crazy.
Mhm.
Yep. So that's why we're doing it tonight, guys. We're going to talk about silver, what's going on. We'll do a giveaway. We have
Mhm.
Q&As. Actually, we're doing two giveaways tonight.
Sweet.
The second to last live stream on Silver Pros for this season, season 6. So we'll talk more about that and let people know what's happening on the last episode.
Yep,
Be
we're going to
fun.
be finishing it up for the year. We always take a break for the holidays, and
Mm-hmm.
then we'll kick off season 7 sometime next year. I don't know when, but
Yep.
probably
January. Oh yeah.
January. Sometimes they do it in February.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll have to wait and see. I guess it depends on what happens with silver too. I mean,
Oh
we're
yeah.
coming up on a pretty pivotal moment here, which we can wait till we get to the show, but this week could be pretty crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Not that I want it to be, but come on, man. We know it's gonna be crazy.
A little bit of volatility
Oh,
next week, you think?
absolutely. A lot of uncertainty. The FUD's gonna come in hard. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I have a feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's very definitive. Everything is calm, and yeah, we can always hope.
Yep, you can hope. But it's going to be a good night tonight.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who had questions at the last one, which we weren't able to get to, so hopefully we
Mm.
can get to them this week.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to start the Q&A until after we've chatted a little bit, and then I'll open it up. That way we can maybe jump on it. Sometimes I feel if we open it up too soon, it fills and we kind of lose the beginning
Yeah. Are you going to be
questions.
able to share the Q&A with me? I
I
forgot if we said
will.
that over
No,
there. Oh,
no,
wow.
I can do that.
Wonderful.
I think
Wonderful.
I'll share it with you. Should I? Should I, guys? Yeah, I guess I
Share it with the dragon.
will. All right, let's go. It's time to
Mhm.
be live. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Silver Pro. So great to have you. I am Yankee Stacking, and I'm here with my great friend and colleague, Silver Dragons.
What's up? Happy to be here.
I am so happy to be doing this with you again here. Silver Pros is a lot of fun, and this is the second to last episode of Silver Pros for season 6. So we've done 6 seasons, bro.
Yeah, and this
6.
is the last episode on your channel for the year,
Oh,
Yankee.
my
This is
word.
it.
This is it. Wow, was that fast?
I know.
So we'll be doing the final one for season 6 on your channel in 2 weeks, or 2 weeks and a day. This is a special Wednesday edition of Silver Pros. It's almost always on Thursday nights. We alternate back and forth between channels. So next 2 weeks from now, we'll be over on Silver Dragon's channel for the finale. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
so how do people get in on that giveaway if they want to do it?
What giveaway?
I'm pretty sure we're doing a giveaway, aren't we?
Are we doing a giveaway? No, we're not doing a giveaway. We're doing 2 giveaways, man.
Oh
2.
yeah.
We're giving away a 1-ounce Trump Train silver bar. Take a look at that, guys.
Wow.
45, 47. Okay, yeah, we'll see. All right, so yep, Trump Train. And we'll also give away one of these, the 2024 1-ounce Trump silver presidential medal. Probably, I think, the best rendition, at least on the obverse, that I've seen of Trump on all the different rounds or medals. So I like that. Here's the reverse. It's really cool.
Smoking. So
I got
2
one.
different winners, or how's it gonna work?
How do you want to do it? I got 2 to give away. What do you think?
Should we run it twice, guys? What do
I
you
think
think?
so. I think two winners would be fun.
All right.
I
Two
don't know.
winners
Two winners.
tonight.
John is right away. John Rock, thanks for being my mod tonight. She said two winners. I'll say yes, yes, twice.
It'll give them
two
double
winners.
the chance, double the
I
fun.
think so too. And then I guess if there are first timers here on Silver Pros, put a one in the chat. I better let people know how this goes down. So all you need to do is subscribe to my channel. You should be subscribed to both of our channels. Be active in the chat. Put something in the chat every 10 minutes or so. I'm going to start gathering the names now. It doesn't mean you have to, like, oh my word, I need to put something in the chat right now or else I'm going to miss it. No, anytime during the live stream, you can put something in there. It will gather it up. And then, of course, we are going to spin all the names that we gather on this right here, the Wheel of Names, the trusted, non-rigged, everybody's favorite Wheel of Names.
Beautiful.
All right, so we'll give that away later on tonight. The show runs an hour. We have some fun stuff to talk about tonight, like what's going on with silver.
Well, and also what's going on with gold. I know this is Silver Pros, but we are $1.20 away from $2,800 gold, man. We might hit it in the next. We could hit it in the next minute. Honestly,
Dude,
I mean, we're $1.20 away.
Am I seeing the right chart here? Let me bring up the gold chart,
If you bring it up on SD Bullion,
which I'm doing right now.
okay, it just dropped down a dollar.
Okay,
so,
so
$2, and I mean we're close, dude. Look at this.
Look at that. Wow. Okay, so that's gold.
That's gold.
We've been seeing this happen now for what?
I know.
A long time.
All year.
It's marching. Yep.
It started out the year. If you go year to date, look,
date.
it started out at like 2000 ish. So gold's up what? Almost like it was like 2060. So gold's up like almost what? $750. Silver started the
Wow.
year at 23, so it's up like $11 or something.
Wow. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we're back above 34. So silver, it's been a little bit more volatile. Hasn't
Obviously,
responded as much. Yep. I think
A little rocky.
that's the ticket you buy when you want to get on the silver train. Right?
But here's the thing. When they're both crushing it, silver goes up faster. I mean, this year silver's gone up percentage-wise more than gold.
Well
So
said. Yep.
It's the train you want to be on when things are doing well.
Yes,
I
think sometimes people get a little discouraged with that volatility, but I really don't think you should. You got to think long term. You got to be patient, and you also have to realize that there is a natural and healthy cyclical aspect to this, right? So let me show you a chart. This is one I've been watching recently. I was reading an article, and this I think is instructive. So if you look at just the October timeframe, you could see that we had about a $5 move up this month from low to high, right? And then it started to ease up a bit. The price started to back off of $35. We broke down to 34, not much, right?
Yeah.
The question is, and it's forming a bull flag here. Actually, I think this is a little bit dated here. It's more of a true flag. I think we could see another $5 move. But the point I wanted to make here is look at the cyclical nature. If you go back to, say, August, up, and then it levels up. It gives up some, starts to spool up, right? It's starting to gain momentum and then rises. It like a spring, levels off again, gives a little up, jumps up again. You see this? If it goes up, just up, vertical, that is really not as healthy as what you're seeing here, right?
Yeah, too much hype if it does that. But here's the thing, Yankee, is in just like a week, I mean less than a week, we're having the presidential election. So I think people might be holding off on any big investments until after they know the results, or if the results will be immediately available. Like if it's delayed a week or whatever, then like I think no one's going to make any big moves until after they know which way things are going to go.
Especially with silver. I think there's more risk with the economy to the silver prices, being a monetary metal. I think you'd see that more with silver. But if the conditions go right, silver could just bust through 40 like it was nothing. In a few days, it could just shoot right up.
Well, and the other thing too is the US presidential election isn't the only thing going on that's pushing metals prices up. I mean, we still have the Fed lowering rates. They're supposed to do two more before the year is out. Albeit only 25 basis point cuts, but they're supposed to do one, yeah, November 7th, another on December 18th, and then they might do another one in January. So, I mean, that's bullish for metals. That's not going to stop after the election. That's going to keep going, for a while.
Right, right. And I think right now what you're seeing too is false signals. I call them false signals. It's around the election. So you're going to see headlines that are just going to start screaming stuff like this. U.S. economy grew at a 2.8% pace in the third quarter. Granted, it was less than expected. But the economy's good, right? Kamala Harris must love that. Oh, and this private job creation totaling a stunning, I love that, stunning 233,000 in October, far more than expected, said ADP. We also
That'll get revised down.
It will. You know it. You absolutely know it. It will be.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways, we see these types of signals come out a lot right around this election. So, again, the volatility is going to be great. Gold, though, yeah, you're right. It has been just trudging. I think there's more factors around that from a geopolitical standpoint as well. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing too, is like the wars going on around the world. Are those going to continue? And then will the US presidential election, maybe even have an effect on the wars if they get worse or better, depending on who's at the helm? You know, I mean, obviously it could have an effect. So that's something else to think about.
yeah. So I think if you've stacked a lot of silver, I think you should be very happy. If you haven't gotten into stacking, do you see a reason for people to pause their silver stacking between now and, next week or the end of next week? Because it may be more than just that one day. This thing could go on for days. I hope not.
Yeah, no, it could go on for a while. I would
Yeah.
say that, you know, it's never too early to start. It's never too late to start.
Mm-hmm.
I think you come up with a strategy where you buy every week or every other week, and I don't think this affects that at all, really. I mean, what if silver jumps up $5, like you were just saying,
Yeah.
next week? You're gonna wish you had started this week. So, I certainly don't think now's a bad time to start. I think I definitely think we could see some fireworks come Wednesday night. I mean, it could get crazy next week. So
So
we'll see.
So partially because of I just broke 3,000 ounces in silver.
Hey,
Thank you.
congratulations.
My current stack of silver, but also because of the uncertainty, I haven't gone really hard over the last 2-3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I've slowed down too.
Yeah, all right. So I did buy what's on the screen right now, though. I bought 5 rolls, $25 face of silver dimes. And yes, you will notice there's some mercuries in there, but mostly rosies.
Those beautiful mercury dimes, front and
They
center.
are beautiful. I agree with
proudly
you.
displayed.
I proudly
Let it be
displayed them.
known,
I did.
Yankee is stacking mercury dimes, and he loves them. Look at that, right up in front. Make sure everyone can see them.
I did that
Gorgeous.
for you. I did that for you.
Just gorgeous.
But they were hand rolled. So I got them.
Mm.
Yeah. So I was like, So you know what I did? Something I really don't usually do. I looked at them very carefully for any key dates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I usually, when I
Anything?
buy stuff, no.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought maybe I had one, but no mint mark. So, it's like,
Yeah.
like get excited when you look at the obverse. You're like, oh my word. It was 1926, I think it was, but it's not the key date. The key date's 26S. So I was like, but it was fun. It brought me back to my coin roll hunting days when I was young and just went through them all and looked at them. I think whoever probably packaged them up the way they were labeled, they kind of knew what they were doing. But you
They
never
went through
know.
them.
You never know.
So you got those from Tim's,
Yes.
and he bought them rolled, but he didn't go through them.
Yeah, I said I would do it for him. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
I thought, this would be kind of fun. So he said, yeah, sure. I did find one Canadian. One
Really?
Canadian dime.
80% or
80%. Yep.
did you get your 10 cents back from Tim?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Wow.
So I just, I had one or two left over from somewhere, and I said I'll put those in the roll. So I have an 80% right now. Looking at it, King
Yeah.
George. What is it? The King George the Sixth. So anyway,
Oh, could be a premium piece. What year is it? Do you?
what year are you?
We
It
need more
is
details.
1945. Nope.
No.
Nope.
All right.
So yeah.
So,
Well, how about you? Anything to speak of?
I've got a pretty big one in the works. I'm gonna be I'm gonna unbox it. I'll show you guys. So stay tuned. Maybe next week I got a big one coming.
Nice.
It'll be fun. Yeah, no. I've been buying a lot of those dragon themed coins because you know me, that's what
You're
I
having
do.
fun.
But it's dwindling, Yankee. I'm telling you, I bought so many
Really?
this year. I bought probably 100, different designs.
Yep.
All the year of the dragon. It's over. Now they're coming out with the year of the snake,
Snake. Yep.
and it's all over. I mean, it's terrible. It's so terrible.
So you're getting to the last few in at the very
Yeah,
end.
last few. Yeah, there's still a
Wow.
few more that came out. So I'm picking up all the scraps because of all of the different lunar years, the dragon ones usually perform the best.
Mm-hmm.
You go out 10 years from now, everyone wants the dragon, so they're great. They're great to buy and hold.
Yeah, this was your year, man.
It was a great year.
Cool.
It was a good year for silver too.
It was. This is good. A lot of the times I look at silver and I'm like, all right, if this thing goes to triple digits, we've got major, major problems in our, not that we don't already, but it's a disaster. At some level, I think that's true, but I also think that this just hasn't caught up to where it needs to be because of all the inflation we've had. So this is, I
Right.
think, a healthy pattern that we've had this year to get back to where it will get to where closer to where it needs to be.
Yeah, silver. Honestly, if silver went to $100, in the past, I've thought about it and said, okay, inflation's out of control. Things are getting nasty out there. But now, with how much inflation we've seen, if I were to see $100 silver, it wouldn't be that outlandish. I wouldn't be like freaking out, like, oh no.
Right.
I'd be like, okay, silver's kind of where it should be. Like that's actually how I would feel
Right.
if it went to 100. So
100, 140. We're talking close to the inflation adjusted all-time record highs for silver. So
yeah, if it
that's
goes
good.
to like 300, then I'm like, all right, something's going on.
Right.
But 100, I'm okay with. I'm not panicking.
Me too. Me too. All right. Hey, it's quarter past. Do you think we should do the Q&A?
Q&A, baby.
All right. So I'm going to start up the Q&A right now. This is this area here in the chat. Ask your questions.
By the way, can I say
here.
something while you're setting that up?
Sure, go
but
for it.
I saw a bunch of people talking about what SD Bullion stands for and why they have a stethoscope in the logo.
Good.
On that silver coin there.
Yep.
It's for silver doctors.
That's right.
And
Tyler Wall and his colleague started it.
yeah, Tyler and his colleague, they were both pharmacists. Yeah, is that correct?
That's correct.
So there you go. So silver doctors.
I remember Tyler. He drove. I don't know if you were with me or not, but I thought you were. But he drove by the old pharmacy where he worked, and he said, "That's where it started, Yankee." That's
No
where I was
way.
working." Yeah. It was really nice to see the very, very beginning for him when he was young. But and side note, next week on Ask Yankee, I will have Tyler Wall on my live stream for some Q&A. So I'm looking forward to that. Just a side note. So yeah, silver. Let's see. We got questions coming in. You can see that, right?
Yep, I see them.
All right. This way, we're not going to miss the beginning. So switch at the top of the chat over to questions and ask away in there. Right away. SoCal Silver wants to know, when will Harry meet Tim?
I don't know.
Epic. I know. I mentioned it during the last Ask Yankee where Tim was here in studio, and I went, "What do you think?" And he was like, "Oh, that sounds like fun." I'm like, "How do we pull this off, man?"
It's gonna
somebody,
be, yeah.
somebody was just in the chat saying I drove by Tim's at 6:30. He was still in there. The dude works there
Wow.
all the time. I don't know if we can pull it off. That would be epic.
You know, I wonder if we could do like a joint stream where you
Yeah.
could go live on yours
Uh-huh.
and I'll go live on mine, but somehow we all get in the same like Zoom thing
Okay.
and we could do it that way. And people could ask
Sure.
questions on both and it could just be like a crazy,
Oh,
I
that
don't
would
know,
be
maybe we
insane.
could do that. Maybe we could pull it off.
I think we should try to do it for. Should it be a Silver Pros, right?
Oh man, what if it was the
Oh,
premiere of
the
season 7?
premiere. Yeah. I
Oh,
like
we
that idea.
gotta think about that. We
Yep.
gotta think about it.
Cool. All right. When you buy Mercs, do you test them? If so, how?
You
Tom,
look at them.
I don't test every single one of them. I do weigh them. And when I was at Tim last time, he pulled the scale out. He said, "Oh, it should be this many grams." So boom, boom, boom. I put the rolls on. He's like, "Yep, right on the money." So that made me feel good. If it was a key date, Tommy, I would absolutely test it. I would be like, is this for real? But if it's just a 1930 or 45 or something like that, no, Philly, they're not going to counterfeit those.
There are, I have
Not many.
seen on eBay some regular date counterfeits, but they were obvious. Like
Okay, you look at them, you
the
know.
face was off.
Why would they spend? Why would they do that? What's the
I have seen 'em.
ROI on creating those?
I don't know,
That's
nothing.
wild.
It's possible that they were like souvenirs for like
Okay.
an earring or something, like
Yeah.
something weird.
Tribute
But I
coin or
have, they
something.
do exist. I mean, people say they don't. I
They
have
do.
seen them personally, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
It's not
you
common.
look at the coin, you can tell. Like if Yankee and we've
Mm-hmm.
looked at thousands. You
Mm-hmm.
just look at it and you can tell.
Yeah, it's off. The font's off. The orientation
Yeah.
is off when you flip it. All that. Yeah. What do we got? Short stories. Say I just bartered for services for the first time, watching my dog Constitutional Silver and an
Wow.
ASE. Can you do more bartering videos? Oh man, dude, I would love to do more, and I have some lined up. I've been talking to proprietors to let me film, because that's important. If I could do it and then do it privately, but you guys want to see it, so definitely want to schedule those. I have a few. One of them, Mrs. Yankee's going to join me on. We'll travel around and do it. So that is the goal there. Short stories.
I actually have a buddy helping me do some work here at my house, and he wanted to be paid in silver. And
What
I'm
did
like,
you
great.
do?
No, he's gonna come help me do some like housework. Like,
No. I meant, did you say yes? You'll pay him in silver?
yeah, oh yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah. I think that's. See, here's the quandary I have.
We priced it in ounces.
Oh,
Yankee.
you did it in ounces?
Oh yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
But how many ounces is this gonna
Sweet.
cost? And I'll give you this many. And we shook on it, and it was like, all
That's
right, there you
great.
go.
Here's my
So even if silver goes up or down, it doesn't matter.
That was
Yeah.
smart. That was really cool. Here's my quandary. Here's the challenge. I don't want to do a lot of this stuff because this is not when I want to do a lot of my bartering, right?
I know.
But for a proof of concept and to show others I think it's important to do it. So
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm like, I don't really want to get rid of the silver, but it's fun, and yeah, it is a good proof of concept. Like, if it works, it works.
JL, if gold and silver skyrocket, won't that likely mean prices for goods and services will too?
Probably.
Yeah, that's the catch-22, right?
Right,
Yay,
but
$300 an ounce, $400 an ounce, $500 an ounce. How much was that loaf of bread, honey?
yeah, but people complain. But let's say you got 10 grand and you just keep it in cash, right? And then the price of silver goes up, but the price of everything goes up.
Right.
I mean, oh man, silver just would have kept up with inflation. Yeah, how did your dollar do?
Exactly.
Oh, it's $300 for a gallon of milk.
Exactly.
Really? Did you get a raise from your work? I hope you're making like 10 times as much. Yeah.
All right. You want to? Can you read that?
Which one are you pointing at
No, I'm
here?
sorry. Can you read it? It's the font. I couldn't make it bigger, so you can read some, right?
Yeah,
Just
my
pick
eyes
one.
aren't that good, but
Oh, don't give
let's
me
see.
that.
How much silver will the government let you keep to barter in the
FEMA
FEMA
camps.
camps? Oh, funny.
I don't plan on being in a FEMA camp.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
know.
it's we joke about it, but seriously, you're going to be waiting for the federal government to come rescue you? You know, if it's
No.
a small regional issue, if you've got, you just had like I think an earthquake out in Oregon,
Yeah,
uh,
but they're not that
small, right?
big.
But if something were to happen, yeah, you might need assistance. But if this is a full scale disaster, a collapse, right?
Hmm.
Uh, you're not gonna have FEMA camps. I don't think they're not gonna be able to handle it. I mean,
I can eat my goats if things get really bad.
good, good.
I don't want to, but I could.
Junk silver or coins right now, Mark? Hmm.
Oh man.
Well, you know what I
Both,
just
really.
bought? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think both. I think if you have no junk silver, then it's a must. You got to go junk silver.
Hmm.
If you already have a ton of it and you are have a ton of coins and
Hmm.
it's like kind of a toss up,
Right.
I would probably just get whatever's cheaper, honestly. Like go to your local coin shop, or if you're shopping online, look for the sales and the deals and buy that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
just try and get the cheapest right now. Go for weight. That's what I'd say.
Keith Parker, any tips for stackers in Australia? We don't have the volume as you guys have, so not as much choice. Cheers. Wow. Can you? Yeah, they don't.
You know what
What?
I'd be stacking? The
Rue.
ruse.
Yes. Yes, you would. Those
I'd
are
be getting,
those are
yeah.
good.
Yeah, if
They,
you live in Australia,
sure.
you gotta stack the silver kangaroos. That's like gotta be your number one, I would
What
think.
what are the dimes? That, remember
So
what are
in
they called?
Australia, they got the pre-decimal, like the old ones,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
then they
yeah.
got
Had that little
the
club
more
on it or
modern
something.
ones.
I can't think of the
Yeah,
name.
they all of the countries really, most of them anyway, had their own version of junk silver.
Yep.
So you could try and do that, but like for stacking, I would totally go kangaroos, the bullion,
Sure. Oh yeah. I just want to remember the name and I can't. There was a bunch of them. They have like I think they had like a club or something on it. I can't remember the names. Maybe somebody will put it in the chat for us. That's a funny name. So yeah, I agree with you. The ruse.
Hmm. Oh, by the way, Mike, yes, that is the type of goats I have.
uh, how much does silver? How much silver does AI and EV use yearly? I looked up
Well,
this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say electric vehicles use a bit. It's not nothing, but it's not the biggest dent,
Mm-hmm.
in the industrial usage. The biggest dent is, I believe, the solar panels.
Yes, still right.
And it's going up, but the thing is a lot of the solar panels that were made are gonna get recycled.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also getting better at building them to where they don't need to put as much silver in them. They do the little like honeycomb pattern or whatever.
Right.
So, it's not like, oh, solar panels are going to use every ounce of silver. I mean, they're going to use a lot, don't get me wrong, but they're going to recycle the old ones when they go bad. So it's not like, there isn't going to be some coming back in. So people say, "Oh, solar panels is going to be like, yeah, it'll be what it is." But, with cars like EVs, they're going to recycle that silver too, I would think, you know?
Oh yeah. Recycling is going to be a big percentage of the silver reclamation. So um, you've done a lot of videos on your channel on
Hmm.
the industrial
Hmm.
realities, right, of silver and what sometimes we hear in the news is not correct about about the
Dude.
supply. And they were really good videos. If you
Oh
haven't seen
man.
them, everyone go over there after Silver Pros and watch those videos. They were very instructive, very enlightening.
You know the one thing which I probably am going to highlight in another video, but when I was talking to Jeffrey Christian,
Yep.
the one thing that he said that got me, which I'm going to do another video now that I'm thinking about it, but it just blew my mind. There's this mine, and I forget where it was. It's in Mexico or something, and he said the mine has only had like 5 years left of silver for like hundreds of
Hundreds of
years.
years. Yep.
And everyone's like, "Oh, the mines are running out of silver. They only have 5 years left."
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Yeah, it's have 5 years left for hundreds of years."
Yeah.
It's like because
Yeah.
they don't need to go find the rest of the
No.
silver.
No.
They know it's there, but they don't need to go look for it because
Exactly.
they have plenty to mine right now.
Plenty to mine. The numbers have to work. They can shut the mine down, put it on mothballs, come back. And plus, the other thing that I've been noticing a lot is the increase in technological advancements.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable. They used to have to stop at certain levels. Now they can go much further. So just because the percentage, oh, it's almost out, doesn't mean there isn't more to get if the economic situation
Yeah,
warranted it.
I don't want the world to run out of silver. Like we
Yeah.
need silver for money, and if the population keeps growing, we're gonna need more silver for money. We need it for money.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. So
All right. So, okay. So, Don, I'm going to answer this. I think we should answer this one time because everybody might be asking this. I haven't looked at all the questions. If Trump wins, what do gold and silver do?
that's what they want to know.
They
Yankee.
do. They
Should we
do.
just do the next half an hour on the election? No.
No. No. I think in general,
Mhm.
it's about uncertainty and fear and concern over the economy, concern over our safety, geopolitically, especially internally, domestically, what's going to happen. And it's the economy. So, what would happen if Trump wins? What is
Well,
most likely the attitude in the country with the Trump victory?
oh man. Well, before you get to that, how long does it take to find out if he won? Right?
This
Is it
could,
going to be midnight on Tuesday night? Is it just an avalanche? Or
okay.
is it like a week later or weeks
Well,
later?
when I found out that you guys only have mail-in ballots, that just kind of freaked me. I didn't know. We were talking about that in the pre-show if you were late to come in, but we were
Yeah,
chatting
West
about it.
Coast mail in.
That was
Yep.
crazy. I don't know if I still have that. Yeah, I do have it. Look at this. I'll just throw it up on the screen for people to understand. This is it. The mail-in ballots are sent automatically to everyone in these states, and they're mostly blue, right? So I'm concerned, obviously, about what's going to happen come Tuesday. And I don't know how old you were when we had the whole Bush v. Gore going all the way to the Supreme Court, but that was awful. We almost had a constitutional crisis. If you don't know what that is,
How
Google
long
it.
did that take? How long did that take to
Weeks.
declare a winner?
Weeks.
Literally weeks.
Yeah,
Wow.
there was appeals. It was a disaster. Oh, the hanging chads in Florida. It was awful. I don't believe things are, Maricopa County, I guess, told it, oh, it could take a week for us to finish off counting all the Are you kidding? So I mentioned that only because I think this could linger, and that would be some uncertainty that would really, I think, do a number on the metals. I think you'd see a lot of volatility in silver if that happens.
Yeah.
But past that, let's go out a year.
Okay. Oh, okay. Out a year. Okay.
Yeah, next year. What do silver and gold do? I'm answering Don's question as best I can without a crystal ball. If Trump wins,
Well, I mean, I think you got to look at big picture, right? Neither candidate has really run on, we want to lower the debt, we want to balance the budget. In fact, I can't remember. I don't even know if in my lifetime any candidate has really said that. Maybe when I was little, I
Tea
don't
Party.
remember.
Yeah, there was some push towards it, but you're right. It's not popular now to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, it's not like a big thing.
No.
So, you push everything out a year from now. I think metals could definitely settle down for a little bit, but I think ultimately they keep pressing on. I think inflation's here to stay. I mean, they've said, "Oh, our goal is 2% inflation." Well, they didn't get down to 2%, and they're cutting rates. So I think they kind of, the Fed has said, "All right, we've given up."
Yep.
And oh, the other countries are worse than us, so it's not too bad. Whatever, who cares? They'll just move the goalpost. Okay, 4%, 5%, whatever. Inflation's here to stay. Um, I think metals keep going up. And that's the thing is like if you're buying metals to like flip them in a week or a month because you think they're going to skyrocket, that is not a good strategy. This is
Oh,
long-term stuff,
yes.
guys. Years, decades. So I think a year out from now, everything's up. What do
You
you think?
mentioned inflation. I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you. You mentioned interest rates. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Cut, cut, cut. I think both candidates want cheap, I'll call it money, but cheap currency. They want
Mm-hmm.
cheap, cheap, cheap. They want ZERP. I think you're going to see, I think was it next year or the year after we get a new Fed chairman? Both Trump and Kamala Harris actually have somewhat similar monetary mindset. Now, there is some differences, obviously. I'm not lumping them all together, but I see it continuing, and this is what I see continuing as well. The expenses. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
The interest on our debt. This is why they need to cut rates. They
Oh
shouldn't.
man.
They shouldn't cut rates. They should
A
let it go.
trillion in
But they
interest.
have to because look at this. Soon it's going to pass Social Security. Look at we can't. This is unsustainable for us to have that much on interest. So that I don't think is going to change either. I think gold and silver are going to continue to rise. It's just at what pace. I think if Kamala Harris wins, God forbid, I had to say that,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be worse.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see gold, especially, I think, rise quicker.
You think 3,000 gold
Oh,
before the end of the year?
yep. Absolutely.
$40 silver?
Absolutely. Recession fears? Somebody's. Are
Mm.
we going to avoid recession next year? I know some people, and me included, think we're already suffering as a recession. But headline recession. Oh, the media would love to throw that on a Trump administration next year, right?
Yeah.
You, you look at this. We're in a terrible recession. It's all because of you.
Well, or whatever you inherit. But
Silver's going
yeah.
to hurt. Silver's going to hurt under that initially. But with the Fed action, you're going to see ZERP again. Zero interest rate policy come roaring back
Man,
and QE. And then look what happened last time.
I
Look
know.
what it did. Look at silver. Silver, if everything repeats, and I'm not saying it will, right? In 2008, 9, 10, 11, right?
Hmm.
I think silver is over 100
Oh
easily.
yeah.
Easily.
Easily, easily. I mean, look at gold. Like I remember $1,200 gold
Hmm.
when I first started stacking. I think it was like 14, but it went down
Hmm.
to like 12.
Yep.
And I bought a 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle for like $130. Now they're like over $300. So, and that's only in, 5 or 6 years. And I remember buying silver,
Hmm.
14, $15 an ounce. Now we're sitting at
I know.
$34 an ounce.
I know. This is
It's wild.
you need to protect yourself with this stuff. I'm telling you right now, guys. If I'm assuming everybody listening in has stacked a little bit at least, but if there's
Hmm.
someone out there listening to Silver Pros and you haven't jumped in yet, please do for your own sake and your family's sake. Vintage Joe, and also check Stacker. Kind of interesting questions here. They're
Oh,
similar.
premiums.
Yeah. So Vintage says, I've noticed a slight uptick in premiums. Any thoughts? And check, as silver continues to climb, what will premiums do?
Hmm. Well, it depends on the rate of climb, but it also depends on demand. Demand plays a big part in premiums. We saw that with the Eagles. I mean, I know that's sort of the classic example, but when there was no Eagles, I mean, they were what, 40, $50 an Eagle?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think you can't count out demand. And I think there is a bit of demand right now. I mean, I just posted on my Instagram yesterday. We're seeing more Google searches for buy silver. It's upticking.
Nice.
Like the most in a year. So, and also buy gold.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a big uptick, like the highest in a year. So, I think their demand is increasing, and with more demand, you will just expect more premiums. So, I think it's kind of in line with what we've seen in the past. I don't think they're outrageous yet. I think they're still reasonable enough to where we can continue to stack. But, it could get out of hand if most of the bullion gets bought up here.
Right.
It could get crazy.
Hard Hat 137 mentioned the word crypto. You and I were chatting about this before we
Oh
went
man.
live. What do you think about Trump possibly loosening crypto restrictions? And we were talking about the impact potentially with crypto on silver.
Right. Yeah, this is Silver Pro, so we got to kind of keep it locked on silver, but
Right.
with Bitcoin hitting the new all-time high,
Mm-hmm.
is that stealing some of the thunder
Mm-hmm.
from metals? I mean, it has to be stealing some, especially with the younger crowd.
Especially with silver, I think that's where
Yeah.
you're going to notice it more because of
Yeah.
that younger set. I think some of the old farts like me might be focusing more on gold, but the silver has that, volatility, the potential to make some, really good profits. And I think that mindset could be bleeding across those two markets.
I'm gonna just say this right
Go
now. I
ahead.
think I think if crypto didn't exist,
Hmm.
if the only alternative asset people had to put their money in right now was precious metals, I think they'd be a lot higher. A lot higher.
Sure. I would agree. I would agree. There's a speculative gambling mindset that a lot of people feel they need to go into the casino. They have to
Hmm.
play this game. And the whole mores and culture has shifted to that being far more acceptable and to being, hey, this is a good thing. Let's roll the dice. Now, some people just dabble in it a little bit because they think there's some action there, and why not? But it's like buying a scratch ticket. It's and so for me, again, we'll get back to silver, but to me, that is all thin air, as Tim likes to say, and I don't want anything to do with it. I want real, tangible assets. I want
You
real
know,
money.
can I say something?
Go
I've
ahead.
got a friend who's very um frivolous. He's pretty smart with his money,
Mm-hmm.
saved up quite a bit. Um, really nice dude, but he's his mindset when it comes to like investing, he's like, all right, well, I got $1,000. What do I do with it? And I'm like, oh, just buy silver. And
Mm.
he's like, I want
Eh.
something more like I want 100x gain. I don't care really about
Yeah.
just saving it.
Right.
And he's like, I don't really like crypto. What about like a stock, like a silver stock that could go crazy? And I'm like, seriously? That's
How old is he?
he's 32, 33, somewhere in there.
Okay, if I go back to my 30s,
Hmm.
I wasn't focused on, I got to roll the dice. I got to get 100x. I got to really, I was happy to get 10, 15% and just keep plugging away. Just
Yeah.
keep buying. Just keep, long-term growth mindset. I think what happens though, he's a millennial. This is a tough time. You've gone through so much. Think of all that this guy's gone through. You've
I
gone through,
know. I
right?
know.
And they're trying to play catch up, and they look at silver at this point and they go, that's not going to get me there fast enough. They're thinking short term. I need to do this now. 6 months, a year max. I need it now. So, and I do think it plays into though what happens if silver does shoot up. What happens if in the next week or two it breaks 40, it gets to 50, if it starts getting noticed,
Mhm.
and people look at that and go, wow, I'm not going to sell all my crypto, but I get to get in on that
If
action, right?
it goes
They
to
want to get
50,
in
it
on
can
the
go to
action.
60.
Yeah, I can make
Goes to 60, it's going to
100x.
100,
Yeah, see?
going to 1,000.
Oh, man. And then that fosters disillusionment when prices drop.
Right.
And I know people have complained, oh, man, I bought in at back in 2011 and I lost my shirt on something. You're looking at metals the wrong way, in my opinion, if you're doing that. So,
Mhm.
all
Well,
right.
and think about like one last thing on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Hmm.
If you go back 100 years, gold was cheaper than silver is now. So think
Wow.
about that.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, could silver go to 2,800 in the next 100 years? Yeah. I mean, is the dollar even going to be around that long? So,
Ugh.
yep.
If Kamala Harris gets in,
Hmm.
I think Tim said on a recent live stream with me, he doesn't give the dollar a snowball's chance in hell during
Wow.
her administration. I'm like,
Really?
yes, yes, yes.
Whoa.
He thinks we lose the reserve currency status, and it completely collapses. I'm like, I stopped the stream. I just kind of looked at him like, that doesn't sound like you, Tim. We usually are like, oh, it'll be okay. We'll get through this. But he's really concerned about where the dollar's headed under a Kamala Harris administration.
Yeah, but not to zero. I mean,
No, no, I
we're gonna
understand.
have a world war for it to go to
Oh,
zero.
yeah. We talked about BRICS. He doesn't buy into that so much as being a real threat. But I actually do think it could become an existential threat. But, he really does think that the MMT crowd are going to take over and the dollar's going to get destroyed.
Hmm.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's
Yeah.
see. Good. Jeff, I'll answer you. Why is junk silver good for barter? Would sellers recognize 90% silver? Why don't you answer that first one for us? Why is junk good?
Well, the reason it's good is because, well, number one, it's smaller than an ounce. You
Mm,
want the fractional silver to where you can make a small purchase. If you're bartering, I need to get lunch, whatever, maybe I don't need a whole ounce of silver.
hmm
So that's one reason why it's good. Another reason is, which we were talking about earlier, it's pretty rarely faked. And so,
Yeah.
as far as like, oh, is the eagle real? Is it not real?
hmm
There's a lot of fakes out there from China. But with the junk silver, it's pretty rare. So it is trusted quite a bit. Also, they don't make it anymore. So there's a limited quantity. I think that adds a little something. It's like, will it be more valuable in the future? I don't know.
hmm
But it could add something for someone. But mainly the fractionality, I think.
And would sellers recognize it? That's a really good question. I think the vast majority would recognize it as money because there's familiarity with it. I
Hmm.
know what this Roosevelt dime I'm looking at is, but they don't understand the value of the silver. So I think there's going to be a massive education that would ensue during an SHTF scenario.
Yeah.
Now, I also think that initially it won't be used as a barter and trade currency. Not
Hmm.
initially. I think people are going to be far more apt to exchange other goods for goods. And I think that barter will initially exist first, stuff for stuff. And I just think, and I've said this many times, that becomes untenable over time. People can't pull that off. It's harder and harder and harder to find the person that has what you want, that wants what you have. So you need a currency. That's what money is all about. And I can't think of a better currency to use than real money and silver. I think that is going to eventually take off and people will learn.
I agree.
Phoenix Mom, let's see. Where is the contact window to the industrial manufacturers if we want to sell silver?
Hmm. So if you
Want to
want to
sell it to an
sell,
industrial manufacturer, I think is what Phoenix Mom's saying.
yeah, no, if you want to sell silver, I would not recommend going to a refiner or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that because they're going to give you less, frankly,
And
than
they're
if you
gonna want
go.
and they're gonna want larger sizes. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, a lot of them don't even buy from the public.
right?
There's some in my area that literally refuse.
Yeah, they want the
So
big stuff because they're manufacturing with it, right?
yeah, they want to, yeah, like, I
Bars.
mean, I mean, I'm just mostly talking about refiners, I guess, because
Okay.
I don't even think you could sell to a manufacturer. I mean,
No,
unless you got
they'll
like a
go to
bunch of
the
1,000 ounce
Comex.
bars, yeah,
Yeah,
there's just
yeah,
no way. So,
right.
what if you want to sell? The first thing you want to look at is going to the place you bought it,
hmm
right? If
hmm
you got a trusted local coin shop in your area, that's where you sell. I've sold a few things in the past, here and there, and I go down to Harry's coin shop. Hey, I don't need this anymore. I bought this collectible. It's doing pretty good. Can I flip it with you guys and
hmm
whatever?
hmm
So I don't have to worry about selling it on eBay or what have you. And the local coin shop is a great resource. In fact,
hmm
I sold them silver today. And I know you guys are thinking, wait, what? No, I bought one of those flowing hair medals
That's
from US Mint.
Status code 200. Thoughts on the 20? Yeah. What is your thoughts on it, and what'd you do with the flowing hair?
Yeah, so the flowing hair metal, I bought it for $105. Okay. It came from the mint. It did not have the special privy. All right. It didn't have a signed COA. It had nothing exciting. In fact, it was milk spotted. I literally got it.
No.
Oh yeah, bad milk spots. It was
Oh,
gross.
wow.
Gross, dude. And I'm like, do I really want to sell this on eBay and that hassle and everything? So I took it down to the coin shop. They bought it for 130 bucks.
Oh, nice.
I made $25
Okay.
doing nothing. So worth it? Yeah, definitely.
I didn't buy any. Yeah. Jeez, I'm just
It's not
not,
a coin.
you know.
Can I just say
Nope.
that Silver Eagle at spot deal at SD Bullion, that's not going to last very long. I
Oh, I should
think
probably
maybe you
bring
got
that
a
up,
day or
shouldn't
two.
I?
Like you can
Let's.
only get one, but if you're going to buy anything from them, add one of those in your cart. Like just throw it in there.
Did I
I
miss it?
think it's a banner. It's a banner at the
Oh,
top.
oh, oh,
Click
oh, oh, oh,
a
yeah, yeah. I should just go right here.
Silver
There it
Eagle at
is, right there.
spot. Buy
Bang.
now.
That is a great, great deal. Again, not a single one, but if you're buying some more, add that to your cart.
48 hours only, but it's been up for a day already, right?
Yep, that's not bad either. If you want to get into $50 for that barter, there it is, Jeff. That's a good deal.
Can we talk about the privy now? The eagle with the privy?
Yes,
Everyone's asking about it. Can we just do
yes,
it?
yes. We can talk about it definitely.
So, SD Bullion has them for like 46, $47, I think, if you go down to the Bullion
Yep,
one.
right here.
But they're not shipping till December 10th.
Correct.
So, if you want to buy them this way because these ones are going to come from the mint. They haven't been sent in for grading and rejected. I'm
Yeah,
not going to say which other companies are trying to sell those as BU,
but they
but
are.
these
But they are.
yeah,
It's crazy.
but
But
these
look at
ones
this.
from SD Bullion, they don't ship till December 10th because they haven't been minted yet. Literally, they haven't made them yet. So the mint will make them. They'll go to SD Bullion, they'll break them out of the tubes, they'll send them directly to you. So if you want to get them this way. They're under $50. This is the rarest Bullion Eagle to ever come out. I think they're going to do well. I think in 10 years from now they're going to be like look at the 1996 Eagles. They go for $100 and these are way more rare than those. So I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you want them, get them this way. I'm telling you, this is the way to get them.
See, that's why you and I make such good partners on Silver Pros. You definitely have a desire for a lot of this fun stuff, and it's great, and I love it. And the dragons that you bought, you just
I'm a nerd.
you're a nerd. I love it. I'm much more of a prepper stacker than you. I look at that and go, man, that's a star.
I
Okay,
just,
maybe I'll get one. I got the West Point one. I got a few that were like just one, just for fun. But
mhm.
don't stack these. Just get them for, if you're going to flip them, yeah.
Maybe get a tube.
Yeah.
Maybe get a
Maybe
tube.
get a tube. Yeah.
Maybe get a tube. Sit on them for 10 years. Maybe get a tube.
Oh, I love it. All right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So the privy, I mean,
The
yeah.
1996 go for $100 right now.
I know.
Cranky. Look them up on eBay.
I know. Yeah.
1996 Eagles. I have like two of them.
I'm looking at one, I think.
But they're no longer the rarest, Yankee. This one with the privy is now the rarest
Yeah.
Bullion
I'm
Eagle.
literally holding one right now. And it's, I just look at it as an eagle, but you're right. It is more. It's valuable, right? I get it.
Mhm.
All right, so we've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. Should we do what? Two more
Yeah,
questions?
let's get two more, but I just want to respond to all things silver. He said they've
Okay,
already
go.
been minted. The U.S. Mint only made 50,000 of the Star Privy coins, and I know those ones are out. They're out and about.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones from SD Bullion, if you
Mhm.
buy them now, those ones haven't been minted yet. The total mintage is 500,000, so there's 450,000 that haven't come out yet. So that's why I said that. So okay. Anyway, there we go.
Let's see. Look for a good one here. Percentage of one's income would you recommend be spent stacking silver? Says Scott.
Mm.
Boy, again, I'm so cautious about this because again, I don't know your debt situation. I don't know your goals, where you're at with your savings overall. what purchases you have coming. But in general, I mean, you have some rule of thumbs, right, around this. I do too. I don't look at it as necessarily a percentage of one's income. I look at it as a prepper stacker. How much silver and gold do I want in an SHTF? And it's usually around a year's worth of expenses. So,
Yeah, I'll just say this.
yeah.
It's your money that you stack with.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, and maybe the majority of stackers, look at their stack as a savings account. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. I mean, sure, it's insurance, it's other things, but
Mm-hmm.
I've done polls on my channel and like all, I mean, look, we could just ask the chat right now.
Yeah.
How many of you look at your stack in some way as a savings account? So how much money do you want to save? You could put all of your savings in silver, or gold or a combination, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you want to save money, why on earth would you save dollars? You're guaranteed to lose in dollars. Guaranteed. And I don't care if you got the high, interest rate savings or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're guaranteed to lose with inflation. So I would just say if you want to be saving money,
Mm-hmm.
$500 a month or 1,000 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you, for me, I just put it all in silver,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do your budget. You got to figure out what you can afford, what makes sense for you. How much money do you actually have left over after everything's paid for and you budgeted for, taking your wife out on a trip or whatever. After everything's paid for, how much do you have left over? That's how much you can put into silver.
I
So it's
think
different for everyone.
right. It is different for everyone. I see some people in the chat that are having maybe more of the flavor like mine. All right. So for me,
Hmm.
dragons, gold is more of my savings account. Gold is my preservation of wealth
Sure.
that I look at. It's much more dense. I love to stack dense. Silver is my potential barter currency. That
Would
is
you say it's
top of the
not
list.
savings though? Would you say it's
I
not
no, but
savings?
I will not say it's not savings. It's just
There you
not the
go.
top of the list. For me, my top of the list is a barter currency. Then maybe two, it's savings. With gold, number one is savings. Number two is probably wealth preservation. Number three, maybe barter, but I don't expect to barter with gold much. So there's priorities to what they are, or orders of how I view it. And I do view it as savings, but not primarily. How's that? I do.
Okay.
I see it as savings. Absolutely.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
And I love it. I love silver. So, okay. So we're almost out of time. We got to get hold on. I got one more question. We got one more time for one more. Here. Let's see. Scroll. We'll get the eagle. Is junk silver ever melted down? Says Dan.
Oh, big time.
Oh, yeah. A lot of it.
Big time. Yeah, it's weird. It's illegal to melt down like copper cents,
Mm-hmm.
like the 1982 and earlier,
Right.
halfway through 83. Those are illegal to melt down. But
But
junk silver is
not
not
silver.
illegal to melt down. And during the big run up in 2011, I mean, boatloads, truckloads of junk silver was melted down.
A lot of sterling too, but yes, junk as well. They
They just melted it like
yeah.
crazy. They sent it all the refiner, melted all down.
All right. I think that's it. We're going to end the Q&A. We're going to do the giveaway. We have 700 people in the chat. That's quite a bit, but you still have good odds because we're going to give away two items. Let me show you really quick what they are.
Double giveaway.
I know, right?
Put something in the chat. Put
Yeah,
something.
Get something in the chat. We're going to give away one of these Trump silver presidential medals that are absolutely beautiful, I must say. I love them. And then the Trump train, 1 ounce Trump train, has a really neat reverse there. So we're going to give away that. We'll have 2 spins of the wheel. So let me switch.
Can we
back
do the
here.
metal first and then the Trump train?
You want to
Can we
do
do
it?
that?
Do you want to
in
do that
that
order?
order?
Sure. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. Just because I
Yeah.
think the Trump train's a little more premium.
It's
Save it
unique.
for the last winner, the
Yes.
big winner.
Yes. All right. So hopefully you've put something in there. I'm going to stop that. Dedupe it. Get the
Best
names.
of luck, everyone. And while Yankee's pulling that up,
Thank
I
you.
just want to remind you guys, on November 14th, that will be the season finale of Silver Pros for the year. It is the last episode. It's going to be on my channel, Silver Dragons. We're going to have some crazy giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. So mark your calendar, November 14th. That is the last one of the year.
It's going to be great. We got more than 2 giveaways. All right, that's all I'll say, right? Yeah. So 2, because Silver Dragons always has to one-up me. All right, so what we'll do is we'll shuffle these names up. Let me just double check. We've got no duplicates. And we'll shuffle them up. Again, that gray blob on the left side of the non-rigged wheel, for all you guys that love to tease me, that's the vortex of names that names go in and they eventually pop out the top. So that's so you can read the names. I think we're ready. Here's the first spin for the Trump metal.
This is the metal.
Trump metal.
Courtesy of SD Bullion.
Oh, yes. Check out SD Bullion. Go to sdbullion.com/new if you've never bought anything from them. And you get a good deal there, a good spot deal.
Well, anyone can get the Eaglet spot right now.
That's true.
Too.
The Eagle,
Maybe
yes.
you can get both.
Jimmy Hat. I don't think so. I think it's going to be, FST Jack. Congratulations. You won that right there.
The metal.
Beautiful. Very cool. Now we're going to give away.
Who does he email? How does he get it?
Yeah, just email me at yankeestacking@gmail.com. yankeestacking@gmail.com. This is the next one.
You need your name, address, and phone number.
That is very true, and it's open to U.S. mailing addresses only. So let's pull out FST Jack, shuffle it up again.
All right.
And spin.
For the Trump train. That's a cool shaped bar, too. Like, I like the square.
Yeah, it is. I like the reverse. Some of the stuff that says in there is really cool.
All right. The last winner of the night, the big winner, I guess you could say, is...
I'm going to guess AAA. No, I'm way off. Ringo. No, I'm still way off. Big City 51.
Big City, maybe.
Nope. Bellows Forge.
Bellows Forge. Nice.
Congratulations, Bellows Forge. Email me yankeestacking@gmail.com. Name, address, what you won, and your phone number. Thank you. All right. Well, that was
there. It is.
That hour went by so fast, dude.
That flew by.
Whoa. Hopefully we got to, enough questions. There were others. There were some really good ones. We tried to do our best, guys. Again, 2 weeks from tonight on Silver Dragons channel.
It will be likely after the election results.
Let's pray.
So we're going to have a lot to talk about at the next one.
It's going to be crazy next time, guys, on Silver Pro. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time,
stack like a pro.
Good night, everybody.